Hi, and welcome to the Penguin and Candle Christmas mini kit. So if you see, I've unpacked the mini kit and I've got my paints, and what I've just got there is a piece of kitchen towel to help dry my brush with, and out of shot there is a little mug with some water. So we're going to start with the penguin. So I've got some of the blue gouache and I'm just painting that sky on. I'm trying to be careful but failing miserably on some of these lines. But it's still really good fun. I love doing these mini kits. The little mini brushes are really quite good. So I'm just putting, like say, the blue all over the sky there. I've also got some black plastic on covering my table, and this is just so that I don't get the gouache paint all over everywhere. I am the messiest artist in the world, but by putting the plastic down, you could put newspaper or anything else that you don't mind throwing away. I think this black plastic came off a covering on one of the packaging of something that I got, but it's been really useful. Gouache paint is water soluble, so if you do get it on your table, it will wash off. So I'm just doing little bits of blue sky just under the wings there. And you can put a couple layers on if you want, so you can do a couple of coats to make the blue more vibrant. And once you've got your blue sky on, wash your brush off and then use the kitchen towel just to get that excess colour off your brush. It's so useful, kitchen towel. Like the wet wipes of the art world. So now we're going to open the white. And we're going to put the snow on the penguin. Now the white is a little bit more translucent, so it's a little thinner, so you'll get the wood showing through. I've left one coat on this simply because otherwise you'll be watching me paint for ages. But what you can do is leave the layer to dry and go back and do another layer if you want it a lot whiter. So a top tip for you. But these are really good fun and you can mess about with the colours. You don't have to do the colours as I've done. You can mix it up a bit and have a red sky and green snow. Green snow, that would be grass, wouldn't it? Yeah. So you can basically just have a bit of fun. Now, once we've got our snow on, we're just going to move the penguin to one side and work on the candle. And this is just giving the penguin a little chance to dry a bit before we put the other colours on. If you've got one person working on each design, that doesn't matter. You can go and make yourself a brew, have some hot chocolate or just chocolate, actually. Oh, chocolate buttons. Anyway, back to the painting. I'm now putting on the white on the candle. So we're having a lovely white candle on this Christmassy scene. So again, just painting the candle itself with the white. And using the white straight after the snow is really good because you don't have to wash your brush, because it already has white on it. And again, you can put as much paint on as you like. You can leave it to dry in between each layers. Or here, what I'm doing is dabbing some of the paint. So I've loaded the brush up with quite a lot of paint and I'm dabbing it on the candle itself, getting a bit of texture in there to make it look like there's wax dripping down. I've got a little bit away with myself. And I'm just just putting that white on. Now, again, putting the candle to one side and bringing the penguin back, and that will give the candle a chance to dry a bit. We're going to put the white on the actual penguin itself. So I'm just putting another little bit of a layer on the snow there, just to strengthen it a bit. And then I'm going to colour in the middle bit of the penguin. So this is where the eyes would be. So that lovely, almost heart shape in the face. And then down onto his body or her body. And just loading up my brush with the white so I can get a really strong colour. And painting the penguin. And the reason we leave each layer to dry before putting the next one in is so that we don't get the colours running into each other. So if we were to put the black on the penguin now, you would very easily go into the white, and then you get kind of like a funny grey muddy bit. So it's easier to work on both the decorations at the same time, and then you can let them dry in between, or have lots of tea and biscuit breaks. I'm just cleaning my brush off again and swapping them round. So now we're going to take the green and I'm going to do the leaves, the holly leaves around the candle. So just colouring those in. I love the bright green of the holly leaves, so Christmassy. And because these discs are blank on the back, you can do your own design on the back because there's loads of paint left over, which is great fun. So you could have a Santa or anything. Christmas mouse. That would be fun. A little white mouse with a Christmas hat on. I feel we should have jingle bells playing in the background. I've now got jingle bells ringing round in my head. So again, if you notice, you can turn the discs around. Don't feel that you have to have the discs facing in one direction and then it gets really awkward with the paintbrush when you're going round curves. Turn the disc around so that you can get all the edges. It's a really cool top tip. Just getting that third leaf in. This green's a lovely strong colour. But again, you can go over and do multiple layers if you want. And it's really great to get involved and create something really pretty that's going to go on your Christmas tree. You can write your name on the side and the date. I've got quite a few of these on my tree. I love them. And the kids have done some too, which is fab. Then when you've got your leaves on, we're going to do the same thing as we've done before. So put the candle to one side and bring the penguin back. So now we're going to open the black on the penguin. So we're going to take the black and we're going to paint the wings and top of the penguin's head. They say that in the North Pole, if an aeroplane flies really low, all the king penguins fall over because they look up and tipple over. I don't know whether that's true, but it does amuse me. I love painting little penguins. It makes me think of Happy Feet. I love the film Happy Feet. So I'm just doing the other side of the penguin. And you can take as much time as you want doing this. I did think about speeding the video up so that it's sort of quicker to watch, but then I thought, well, no, because you can see that I don't want people to have the illusion that you can just go whoosh, 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 and it's done. When actually it takes a bit of time and patience, and that's really enjoyable. And I love doing things like this. You can do it with your family. You can watch the video once to get an idea and then just use the instructions with kids and have a great time. You could even do a little art competition. And of course, these wooden discs are brilliant. So you can, like I say, do any design you want on the back of them, or take the idea forward and do some of your own. So there we have the outside of the penguin, looking very dapper in its beautiful black and white coat. I'm just cleaning my brush off there and just touching up a little bit of blue sky because I've kind of gone over. And that's great. You can just load your brush up and just go over bits if you want to just tidy it up a bit. And I'm just strengthening the white a little bit on the face there as well, now that it's dried a little bit. So I'm just going to put a second coat on. And some bit more in the snow there. And now it's back to the candle. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the flame on the candle. So we're going to open our yellow. And we're going to use the yellow just to fill in that beautiful flame at the top of the candle, to give that lovely warmth. And again, you can load up your brush and put as much paint as you like on here. And then swapping back to the penguin, because we're going to carry on with the yellow. And we're just going to draw a little upside down triangle on the penguin's face for its beak. So just a little upside down triangle there in the middle of its face. And then we're going to do 2 yellow spots for its feet. And now we're heading back to the candle. And what we're going to do is open the red, clean our brush off, and do a little line in the centre of the flame. And it doesn't matter if it runs a little bit, if the yellow's not dry enough. That gives a nice kind of feel to it, and that gives the warmth in the flame. And then we're going to paint 3 red circles in the centre of the holly leaves for the holly berries. I think this makes it really Christmassy, that pop of red. It's lovely. And we're going to move back to the penguin because our candle is finished, which is cool. And we're going to use that red again, and we're just going to do the hat on the penguin. So a lovely Christmassy hat. And you can go over slightly onto the blue a bit, and that really, just to get that shape. Okay, now we're going to do the eyes. Now this is a trick. So we've turned our paintbrush upside down. We've dipped the end in the black paint, and we're just going to dot onto the penguin's face, and that gives you 2 round black eyes. I'm just going to clean the end of my brush there, otherwise it'll go all over my hand when I turn the brush the right way up. And what we're going to do with the white is create a little pom-pom. So I'm literally dotting with the brush at the end of the hat, and I'm just kind of dotting in a circle to create what looks like a bit of a fluffy pom-pom. And then I'm doing the same around the brim. Now, because the red is still a little bit wet, it's going to kind of mush into that white a bit, but that's actually fine because you're going to get, it looks like it's looking through the hat when you do that. So I think it actually gives quite a nice effect. And I'm literally just dotting the brush on to give kind of a squishy look to it, so it looks like it's fluff around the edge of a hat. And then again, I'm dipping the end of the paintbrush into the white this time, and I'm going to dot that all over the sky to make it look like it's snowing. So you can use this dotting technique on all sorts of different paintings, and it's really fun and really easy, and you get this really cool dotted effect. So now our lovely penguin is in a snowstorm. And there you have your wonderful tree hangings. Now all you need to do, attach twine and hang. Happy Christmas!